And so I'm live. I'm a few minutes early. I'm going to wait for my armies of followers to start pouring in. And until they do, I'm just going to say hello to all you folks out there in YouTube land. Happy Veterans Day weekend. I know the actual day was yesterday, but I think our veterans deserve a whole weekend, don't you? Never forget. And let's see, still just me. No, like I said, I'm a few minutes early today. So let's see, what can we talk about? What can we Well, we can talk about the fact that, ooh, for one horrible second, I thought I didn't have my trivia game, and there's a choice today, which I'll get back to you in a second. Tracy from Fractured History and More is here. Says, "Hey, Tracy, I'm so glad you got back from the hospital. She was not feeling well, a bit nasty chest cold, if I remember correctly, but she was in the hospital today, and I'm so glad you're home. I hope you're feeling better." Sean Innes is here. Sean says, "Hey, Sean, how you doing?" And yes, I was frozen in today's podcast with Tug, Scott, and Lance, where we talked about the best war films of all time. If you weren't, well, you guys were both there, but for those of you who are joining later and you have not seen it, please go check it out. BK on the air is here. Barry, how you doing? He says, "Hey, Thrash." Barry, so great to see you as always. Welcome to the party and happy Veterans Day to you. Veterans Day weekend at least. And let's see what else we got going on. Oh yeah, as far as well, Superflex took the biggest pleasure in pointing out to me today that I had actually promised Norman Lear trivia, but in the spirit of the holiday, I also have Veterans Day related trivia. So I'm gonna let you guys vote on which one we talk about today. Justin is here. Oh my god, Justin, how you doing? Justin here says, "Hello, saw the picture of you in the restaurant." Thank you. That was friend of channel. For those of you who don't know, he's Ken Wilkinson in the chat. His name is actually Christopher. Ken's his father, and they live in Rhode Island, which isn't too far from me. And they decided to come out and see me at the restaurant, as I'm the best server there. Well, I was the best server on duty that night. Well, they wanted to see me specifically because of the show. And he and his dad came out for dinner. We had an absolutely amazing time. And I saw that he posted that photo on Yelp. It's adorable. And thank you again for mentioning it. Oh, and Tracy says, "Thank you. You're quite welcome." Oh, speak of the devil. Christopher's here. He says, "Good evening, Bob. So great to see you. Everyone has seen your Yelp review and they love it. And if you haven't, go on Yelp and check it out. It's De Parma Italian Table in Yarmouth, Massachusetts." Oh, Mike from Michael's Drones and RCs is here. He says, "Good evening, Thrash Bondo." Mike, so great to see you again. If you check out Mike's channel, by the way, it's amazing. He posted an update of how his channel's been doing. He's putting out some astonishing numbers, and Michael, I'm very proud of you. And if you haven't already subscribed, please do. He's been putting out some really slick stuff involving drones and remote controlled goodies. Let's just see. Sean Innes, hey to Justin, BK and Tracy. Mr. Lettuce here. Mr. Lettuce here says, "Hey Thrash, got a little free time. May come aboard. May you come aboard. Of course, you may come aboard. You are always welcome to dream the impossible dream." And a lot of people saying, Dennis DeLeo says, "Remember me?" Dennis, how can I not remember you? Dennis DeLeo, welcome back. So great to see you again. I think your icon is a slightly different color, but yes, we remember you, and it's so great to see you. Welcome back. Michael says, "I stopped by to show my support for your channel and smash that like button for you, my friend." Thank you so much, Michael. It's great to have you with us. Oh, Liz Javen is here. Says, "Hey, Thrash Lance. So great to be with you on the podcast today, by the way." Hey, not even too many technical problems. All right, I kept freezing up. I froze up twice, but other than that, I think we did okay. Oh, Justin says Norman Lear based mod on his wife, which is scary. Yeah, considering. Ooh, I almost gave a question away. Ooh, very good. We'll talk about that a little later. Michael says, "Thank you, Thrash Pondo, for the shout out, my friend. I appreciate it. Well, you're quite welcome. You're quite welcome. Indy Spouts is here. Everyone knows it's Indy. Indy says, I've given some thought to your David Lean error from Tug's War movie stream. Bob, obviously you are confusing Night of the Generals with A Passage to India again. Well, thank you for coming up with that one. I would have never ever gotten that, but perhaps that was it. Dennis Leo says, I can't remember me. Oh, of course, we all remember you, especially you. A lot of people saying hello to one another. Tab is here. Terrell Eugene Bellinger says, good evening, Thrash. Happy Sunday to you. And a happy Sunday to you, too, Tab. So great to see you. Gary Carpenter's here. Says, I'm here. I had a feeling you'd be on. More than a feeling. Yes, I'm certainly here. Sean says, hey, Lance, I'm not sure if I'll stick around. I'm on medication that occasionally, like now, is making me feel awful. I'm so sorry. I am so sorry, Sean, if you're not feeling well. Mr. Lynn says, doing that singing again. Thrash, always. I'm always. I got rock and roll in my soul. And Lance is telling Sean to get some rest. Yes, please get some rest, but stay as long as you feel up to it, please. Please. Oh, and by the way, some of you were asking me about a couple reviews I did. I did two reviews recently. One for Preston Downey, our friend known as That Fat Samurai Guy. He's got, I don't know if you guys heard the news. He's got like a production credit on this new movie coming out. I've posted it here on my channel. You got to check it out and support our friend, Mr. Fat Samurai. But in addition to that, he's doing a project, a post on the best science fiction films of all time. And well, I'm one of the people he thought of. So I did one on Godzilla, Godzilla King of Monsters, specifically the Japanese version, not the American version. But I found that to be my favorite science fiction film. The other one I did was on a short science fiction film I found here on YouTube called, oh, I'm so embarrassed now. Oh, I'm so it's a really cool title, but I can't first it was us, then it was them. But anyway, there's the post is on here. Go check it out. And someone asked me about the ending because I never talk about the endings of the actual posts. And in this case, it's about this artificial intelligence. It's a robot. It's this perfect sphere, which is reflective. And he's going around, and it takes place 5 million years after a robot uprising. And what he's doing is he's gathering up all the fallen comrades he can find. They're all long since shut down. He's cleaning them up and he's putting them together and he's spelling out, we tried. So I don't know if the implication is both sides were destroyed in this conflict, or at the very least, they lost. But he's putting together a commemorative in this wasteland 5 million years. And the idea that it's 5 million years in the future is the fact that in his artificial intelligence, he's still fighting and still cares about his side. It's actually quite touching if you think of it. But I just wanted to read that into the record while we had a chance. Justin says there was a show called Hanging In with John Amos that never aired because of the network receiving a bad response at the sneak preview. That happens all the time. So I can't say I'm too surprised. Oh, Mike Silva's here. He's watching Pluto TV for MST3K. So great to have you with us there, Mr. Mike. Sean says apologies if I duck out without saying good nights. Stay as long as you can. Split whenever you need to. I actually had to bail on Tug during his show today. The last few minutes, I had some stuff I had to do, and I was running late. Len says, Thrash, we forgot today, one today. MASH. Well, we're definitely doing a part two, and MASH will definitely have to be on it. Mike Silva says, Pons, my family member, is watching the news. Oh, hopefully it's some good news. That would be nice, wouldn't it? Wouldn't it? Mike then goes on to say, Gary, It's a Wonderful Life movie. Oh, I love that movie, I must say. Mr. Lynn says, after us, them. Thank you. It was such a simple title, I couldn't remember it. This happens to me sometimes when I'm doing these live chats. When I get put on the spot, this is why I can't do Jeopardy. Everyone's like, Thrash, you have such information. You should be on Jeopardy. Do like one of those Jeopardy shows, Jeopardy, Jeopardy, Jeopardy. I go, do you know how rapid you have to think when you're on Jeopardy? And again, first of all, I don't think well under pressure, period. Second of all, when I'm on the spot, everything just kind of seizes up. People say, Bob, how does your mind work? And I say, picture an auditorium full of people. Someone goes out on the podium and asks a question, and all 300 people in the audience say a different answer at once. So it's going like, blah. So, Mr. Lid, thank you. But anyway, that is the ending of After Them, Us that I was interpreting for you. Because someone asked, well, I saw it, but I was wondering if you could kind of flesh out the ending. And that's the fleshiest ending I can give. Oh, Mike Silva says, Gary, this movie has a kind of Ken Russell feel to it. I love that quote, by the way. I saw it on my channel earlier. Oh, Big Guys 45 is here. He says, hello, friends. Big Guys, so great to see you. You got to stop by Big Guy's channel, by the way. He's been putting out some amazing, amazing 45s that I don't want to say they're little known, but he's finding stuff that I'm actually unfamiliar with. He had a great one by Tim Curry the other day. Check out his channel and check out his 45s. Everybody say hi to Mrs. Thrash. She's having a late dinner. And I will have a later dinner. And Zubalex is here. He says, good evening to all. Okay, Zubalex, while I got you on the spot, here's the situation. So you pointed out that you wanted Norman Lear trivia, so I came up with Norman Lear trivia. It's also Veterans Day weekend, so I also have Veterans Day weekend related questions for you. Would you like one this week and one next week? I'm gonna let you guys vote on it. Do you want to do both? I'll do two sets of trivia this weekend. I don't mind. You guys call the shots. By the way, Zuper, so glad you could make it. Oh, and I think I just jumped. Oh, John P. Adventures is here. Dude, I'm so glad you didn't fall off the roof. This guy, he just had his roof done or worked on or repaired or whatever. But anyway, he's up on his roof, right? And not only is he up on his roof, just gonna walk around like, oh yeah, they did this and that and that and this. It starts to rain. All I can think of is, oh dear God, because he did a post not too long ago of this really nasty electrical storm. And I'm like, dude, be careful. So I had to cut that one short. Uh Mike Silva says Thrash or the Elf cartoon series. I would pick the Elf cartoon series over me any day of the week. Daryl Johnson is here. Daryl, happy Veterans Day. Thank you for your service. I know it was yesterday, but never forget. That goes for anyone else who's a veteran too. I know a few more of you may be veterans as well, just haven't said anything. But to everyone who's a veteran on my channel, I want to thank you very, very much tonight. Oh, Liv David says Hogan's Heroes. I made a quip about a movie being as accurate as Hogan's Heroes. It was a lighthearted quip, Lance. And a lot of people saying hello to one another. Justin says two very rare things: total solar eclipse and Norman Lear show that isn't topical. The only one I could think of is All That Glitters, because while it was a topical subject, the war between the sexes, it was set in an alternate universe. But I suppose it's still somehow topical. Big Guy says, I'm on TikTok again. Music Trivia Daily is my brand new account name for and title. Feel free to join in and follow if you want to. If I had TikTok, I would, but I'll mention it to Mrs. Thrasher. I don't know if she's still doing TikTok, but we'll see. And I'll let her know. And Mike Silva says, Gary, have you seen Laser Blast movie Uncut? I love Laser Blast. Well, I love the. Oh, and I have seen Solar Babies, by the way. Didn't care for Solar Babies, but I love Laser Blast, particularly the stop motion animation scene. Gary Cameron says, I'm not too crazy about It's a Wonderful Life. I prefer Santa Claus Conquers the Martians. Great double feature with Santa Claus versus the Devil. That's a Mexican Santa Claus movie, which is also pretty good in a lampooning kind of way. Trey says, a Jeopardy, you have to be quick with that switch so you can at least try to guess at it. And if you're not quick, Tinkering fast fingers, forget about it. Oh yes, I have no muscle memory of any kind. Um, oh, everybody's saying hello to Mrs. Thrash. Oh, that's so sweet. She's actually going to the cigarette lounge, which is outside. We don't smoke in our house, although we do still smoke. I know. Don't sound like my doctor. And let's just see. I think I just jumped again, but I'm not. I'm gonna stay where I is because Teb says it's a shame that the Tracy Ullman show has never been available on DVD or streaming. It played up an important role in the early days of Fox and served as the launching pad for The Simpsons. It sure did. Oh, Dave is here. Dave says, Daryl. Hello, Dave. So good to see you again. Mike Silver says, for the love of God, Pawns, don't watch Teenagers from Outer Space. I've watched it and I own it. And here's a theory for you. It was one of the precursors to the Terminator franchise. Mr. Led says, hey, big guy, long time no here. Good point. I just, oh no, my comments froze. Hold on a second. Hold on. Dennis Leo says, great Veterans Day TV. Not counting MASH, McHale's Navy, Operation Petticoat, Wacky Ship of the Army, Hogan's Heroes, F Troop. How did we win the war? Salute to all our veterans. God bless you. Very touching, Dennis. Very, very touching. Thank you. And what he said. And Dave is here. Dave Sunstrom is here. He says, hey, all. Hey to you. It's so great to have you here. Melissa Foster is here. She says hello to Zooplix. Melissa, so great to see you. Welcome. Tug is here. Says, hey, all. Tug, so nice to see you again. A lot of people having fellowship. And if I miss an actual comment and not just people saying hello to one another, please bear with me. Everyone's saying hello to Mrs. Rabbit. That's so sweet. Justin says, was Jack Nicholson in a movie called Captain Pulver? Ensign Pulver. And yes, he was. Ensign Pulver. He plays the medical officer, I believe. He plays. No, I'm sorry. That was. Oh, that was somebody else. But he was in it. Yes. Cindy D is here and says message retracted, and a message retracted to you too, Cindy. Great to see you. And I'm just gonna skip down because a lot of people are saying hello to one another. Oh, what you mean is here says hello. Oh, Justin says you're right. Ensign. Oh, don't be sorry. Mike Silva says Godzilla 1954. Yes, my favorite sci-fi movie of all time. Maybe not the best, but that was my favorite. And let's just see here. NDD says the like count is looking a little light, people. Oh, yeah, 15, and we have 22 people in the house. We can do better than that. Teb says, do you prefer MASH, the TV series, more than MASH, the original 1970 film? I do. I prefer the TV series. Gary Cameron says, I want the Godzilla with Raymond Burr. I love the Godzilla with Raymond Burr, but I think I like the original Japanese version a little bit better. It fleshes the story out. Zubik says he likes the MASH movie. A lot of people saying hi to Dave. Lance is asking Cindy how she's doing. She was here. She left a message, which she retracted. Maybe she had to pop out. Hopefully she pops back very, very, very soon. Here it is. Cindy says hello to everyone. And Cindy, hello to you. So glad you could make it. Oh, and by the way, again, do people want Veterans Day trivia, Norman Lear trivia, or both? Let me know in the comments streaming past as I looked away to ask the question again. Oh, and Mike mentioned Manos Hands of Fate. That one they actually apologized for. It was just so awful. Lance's Godzilla Final Wars 2005. Justin says some of Alda's other work isn't painless. No, it is not. Cindy says she's great. So good to hear that. David said, what was the first Godzilla movie called? Just called Godzilla. Godzilla King of the Monsters is the American title. And it was from 1954, I want to say. But yeah, that was the first one. It's in black and white. Okay, Dan, the breaking news man, says Norman Lear. We have one vote for Norman Lear. And Dan, welcome to the party. So good to see you. Tug says both. Gary Carver says I have it on DVD. I'm assuming that's Godzilla. Mr. Liz says Thresh, you were buffering on my end when you gave your thoughts on the ending of the film. Can you repeat it? I sure can. Oh, thank you, Tug. It was Gojira. It was just known as Gojira. A lot of people saying hello. I'm gonna skim down really quickly so I can repeat. Yes. Um. Uh. The end of After Us, Them. What the that robot, the artificial intelligence, the reflective ball is going around. He's gathering up his other his other comrades who were lost during the robot uprising. He's cleaning them up and he's arranging them so that they spell out the words "we tried." The idea being, well, we're not sure if they lost the war or if both humans and robots were annihilated, but whatever it was, the robots at least tried to prevail. And here it is 5 million years later. So here's this one robot who's basically still fighting. He's sort of like Leader Dessler, Deslock, whichever one you prefer. So that is that. I see a lot of people, other people saying Lear. Normally that is. Justin says, oh, he's already giving answers. I haven't read the questions. Awesome. Tab says, do you prefer Buffy the Vampire Slayer on TV series or more the Buffy original 1992 film? I kind of like the TV series. I gotta tell you, I kind of like that. Len says, it's okay, Gary. I can watch it somewhere. Melissa says, I think that I would ace the Norman Lear trivia. A lot of it, I think we're leaning towards Norman Lear. Gary Carpenter says they have a Godzilla King Kong versus the Justice League. Oh, so King Kong and Godzilla versus team up to fight the Justice League. Oh, I would definitely vote for Kongzilla there. Mike says, Wedge, I have seen a lot of Japanese superhero shows. There were a lot of them. Ellen John is saying hey to Gary. And Dennis says, didn't Burr have a cameo in a recent remake? He did one. He's been dead for some time, but he did do another one, at least the American version. I want to say 84, but I'm not sure if that's right. And a lot of people like the movie Buffy. That's cool too. David says, there you go, Godzilla versus Bigfoot. LOL. That could work. That could work. I'm gonna skim down here. Oh, John says Buffy. I was in love with her. Oh, that's very sweet. Oh, and Gary says, oh, it's on YouTube. Oh, that's very cool. That's very cool. Daryl Jones says, take a drink, Bob. I just did. Sadly, it was the last splash. I might have to dig another one out. We'll see. We'll see. And Lance Chapin says, how about Heather Locklear trivia? I could do that. I haven't prepared for that today, but looking down the road, I'm sure I could. Cindy says, Mike Evans helped create Good Times. Militant Michael is named after him. I did not know that. Oh, hang on. We jumped again. We didn't jump that far. Oh, Zubelik says, how the heck did Godzilla pull that sliding with his tail trick? I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Oh, it was 85. Thank you. And Daryl said, don't forget to hit the like button. Zubelik says, tail burns. It certainly would, wouldn't it? Well, he flies in one. And Mug Silva says, Gary, Ega is way worse. Ega's pretty terrible. Yes, I know. Oh, Mr. Lynn says Bird died in 93. I knew it was some time ago. And John says, and Pamela Anderson and Zebra Warrior giggling. Zebra Warrior. Oh, I know you're talking about Warrior Princess. Yeah. Who rode the zebra. Sheena. Sheena rode the zebra as if it was a horse. And Terrell Eugene Villager says, message retracted. Message retracted to you too. Raymond Burr was in the 1984 remake, and it was out in 85. Thank you. I believe it was called Godzilla 84 in Japan and Godzilla 85 in the US. Dave says King Kong versus Attack of Tomatoes. Ooh, that sounds like a blast. Ken says I have a whole Buffy series on DVD. You have a lot of stuff on DVD. I know you. Oh, Mike Silver says looks like John has been blocked. Who blocked John? Whoever blocked John, unblock him. You know, please. Thank you. Thank you. And Dan's the number 119 like. Thank you. For those of you who haven't hit like yet, please do. Oh, Tracy saw the play of Buffy. Oh, that's awesome. And Justin says, yeah, Mike Evans disappeared into obscurity after the Jeffersons. I always thought he was a good actor. John Amos. Uh oh wait, oh no, Mike Evans from the Jeffersons. I'm sorry, I was thinking of John Amos from Good Times. Yes. Mike Evans was a good actor, and it is sad that he kind of disappeared there. Teb says, "Thank you, Thresh. Would you please consider doing trivia focusing on shows from the early years of Fox Network in the near future?" I would love to do that. I watched a lot of Fox. I was a college at the time. Watched a lot of Fox when it first came out. I would love to do that. Melissa Foster says, "My second favorite Godzilla movie is Godzilla versus Mecha Godzilla." That's a good one. I do like that one. Kevin Scott 76 is here. Says, "Hey Thrash, hit a deer and totaled my car. Do you have a lot up there?" I do actually. In fact, one ran out in front of my car when I was taking my granddaughter to school one day. Commiseration. That sucks. I'm glad you're okay, but that really does suck. I've actually had deer grazing in my yard. You guys have seen my yard, right? I've had deer grazing in the yard. They're rare, but they do come on by. You got to be careful because sometimes they'll attack you. Mike says Foster Godzilla from 1954 is my favorite. Zubik says, "Why is the that building in Japan made of cardboard so it's easier for Godzilla to knock down?" Oh, Lance is saying sorry to Kevin. Yeah, Kevin, that sucks. And Gary Carpenter says, "My favorite Godzilla is Destroy All Monsters." I love that one. Cindy D says, "What movie is John Amos and J.J. Walker's father?" Oh, wait. What movie is John Amos and J.J. Walker, father and son in Good Times made in 1974? They made a film about that? I don't recall that. I'll take your word for it. Texas Godzilla, King of the Monsters, Godzilla 85, no contest. No, I'll give you that there. And let's just see. Oh, Dan brought up Roots. That's another good one. Amazing, amazing series. Most of us says the original 1954 is my favorite. CDD says in 74. Again, I don't recall a film. I remember the TV show, obviously, but I don't remember a film. Sorry. Was there a made-for-TV movie? David says King Kong versus the Killer Bananas instead of tomatoes. LOL. Attack of the Killer Bananas. Zubik says Godzilla jumped the shark when he introduced Baby Godzilla. Minya? Yeah, that was pretty pretty dreadful. Gary Gabriel says Ghidorah the three-headed monster is my second favorite. Oh, that's a great one. And Doug says, "Deer keep destroying my fence by insisting on trying to jump it. Oh, put spikes on the top." Oh, that's cruel. I'm sorry. And he says, "Let's do it again," but it was 1975. Oh, okay. Is that the film we're talking about? Okay, cool. Thank you. I'm just going to skim down. Daryl Jones says, "I had 6 deer in the yard, ate all the bird seed and the bread my neighbor threw for the crows." No, no kidding. No kidding. And I actually, the coolest one was I once thought saw a very big dog in my yard when I went to investigate. It was actually a deer. And it was so funny. He ran, you know where Pond's Pond is, right? You've seen my post on it. It was winter, so it was frozen over. And he was hiding in the thicket on the other side, and his head popped up. And we had this sort of like deer hunter moment where I looked at him and he looked at me. And when he realized I wasn't going to shoot him, he ran across the ice. It was like this beautiful, beautiful moment. It was really, really cool. Tug says, "I don't imagine it would be difficult for Godzilla to jump the shark. Probably not." Dennis Leo says, "I think Raymond Burr played Godzilla's lawyer in the 1985 movie Perry Mason Meets Godzilla." in case of the fire breathing monster. In the case of the fire breathing monster. Gotcha, gotcha. Speaking of which, speaking of deer, pity Godzilla wasn't there because we all know Bambi meets Godzilla. Godzilla could have stomped on the deer and saved the day. And Gary Carpenter says, Geek, I saw a deer on Inside Edition that tried to jump into the back of a truck and then jumped onto the ground. Wow. Odd. Suicidal deer. Liz Given says, I liked the Godzilla cartoon in the early 80s. Oh, I love that one. I love that. And Zublik says, Dennis Perry Mason could get Godzilla off from all that destruction in Tokyo. That is how good he is. I'm sure. I'm sure he could. Yes, I'm sure he could. And Sidney says, "Let's do it again." Yes, sorry, 1975, featuring Bill Cosby. Oh, and Sidney Poitier. Oh, I remember that movie. Yeah, they play the dudes who tried to educate the urban youth to try to like get them to get jobs and stuff. Yeah. Help me out here. I'm so ashamed I can't think of his name. The kid who played Roger Thomas in What's Happening. He played the neighbor who was also the preacher in Everybody Hates Chris. I think he was in it as a teenager. Let's do it again. Thank you. All right, now I know what we're talking about. Thank you, both Cindy and Gary. Oh, it's almost. I'm just going to scroll down really, really quickly because it's almost 8 o'clock. And I almost got the trivia. The only Godzilla movie I just can't watch is All Monsters Attack, the one with the kid and the monster based on his bully that made the worst noise ever. Oh yeah, and that's Minya, by the way. And your camera says that show had Ted Cassidy as the roar of Godzilla, and that's the best series. I did not know that. I didn't know that. And Melissa Foster says, I remember that Godzilla once fought Mothra and lost. Oh, and Mike points out the Croft Super Show. Yep. And Jubilee says, wasn't Let's Do It Again a sequel? Possibly. And Justin says, no, he does not say. There was also a really bad movie with Northern Calloway David from Sesame Street that no longer exists. Wow, that's pretty bad. That's pretty bad. And Daryl says, "Son of Godzilla." And Gary Carpenter points out it was Mothra versus Godzilla. And Teb says Ernest L. Thomas, who was actually close to his 30s when he played Raj on What's Happening. Thank you, Ernest L. Thomas. Thank you, Teb. I knew somebody out there would know that. So, but yeah, I believe he was in Let's Do It Again as well as sort of like the wisecracking kid. But anyway, while I have a chance, and you know what, I'm going to start with the Jeffersons. Tell you what we're going to do. That's what we'll do. I'll do the Jeffersons trivia. If you like it, if you have fun, if Jefferson's more, I'll do the next one. If not, we'll save that one for next week. But I'm going to do Norman Lear because you people seem to be more in the mood for that. Oh, Indie Spouts. Yes, it was a sequel to Uptown Saturday Night. I did not know that. I honestly did not know that. Although I think I've seen both, but I haven't seen them in years. But anyway, and this is going to be a mixed bag of different Norman Lear shows. Oh, just so you know, if you like the Norman Lear trivia, I had about 24 questions I came up with. I'm only doing 10 tonight. And as always, I'm going to read them in no particular order. But if you like the Norman Lear trivia, I could do another one down the road as well. I have enough material. But anyway, I'm going to start, as always, in no particular order, at number 10. In the Jeffersons, the local gangster was named A. Sweet Baby Badass, B. Sweet Daddy Williams, C. Fast Eddie, or D. Bubba McCall. I shall repeat. In the Jeffersons, the local gangster was named what? A. Sweet Baby Badass, B. Sweet Daddy Williams, C. Fast Eddie, or D. Bubba McCall. Fast Eddie. Huh. Oh, Cindy says, no, it was one where Jimmy Walker played a fighter thrash. They did three movies together. Let's do it again. Piece of the Action and Uptown Saturday Night. Also, it was three of them. Splendid. Thank you. Tim says Isabel Sanford Wheezy was actually 2 decades older than her screen husband Sherman Helmsley. I knew that. I knew that. Well, a lot of people are picking C, and this is funny. No, C. Fast Eddie. Long story short, when my mother lived in Greenwich Village, there was this bar that her and her other radical anti-war friend, I don't use the term radical, but anti-war friends, they used to hang out at. It was called the Frog Pond down in Greenwich Village, and I used to hang out there too. I didn't drink; I was only like 5 or 6, but I used to hang out there and get into mischief, and they would let me nibble on the pretzels and maybe give me a Shirley Temple. But anyway, there was a local gangster who used to like sort of hold court there, and his name was Fast Eddie. And for some reason, he absolutely loved me, particularly when I acted out, and just thought I was very, very funny and rambunctious. And Fast Eddie, you can't possibly still be alive, but if you are, but no, Fast Eddie is an actual gangster from my old neighborhood. But the correct answer is uh oh, someone saying, "Where did Dave go?" I think he just stopped in to say hello. Oh, but a lot of you did. Dennis Lee says Fast Eddie was in The Hustler. Again, I'm sure there were a lot of Fast Eddies over the years, but in this case, Fast Eddie was actually a personal reference. But a lot of you did get it. Sweet Daddy Williams, or normally just referred to as Sweet Daddy. And he had sort of a recurring role. He was actually in a number of episodes. So B is the correct answer there. Okay, number 9. Walter was what? And I almost gave this one away earlier. Walter was what number husband for Maud? Was it A2, B3, C4, or D5? And I shall repeat. Walter was what number husband for Maud? A2, B3, C4, or D5? Cindy says Lynn Moody was the first Jenny on the Jeffersons. Yeah, there were 2 Jennies, weren't there? Yes, yes. Only don't mention the name of the son. That's another trivia question from one I didn't do. I'm gonna give you. I see a lot of correct answers pouring in here, but I'm gonna wait for a few more because I think people are still answering. Oh, Mike Silva's gonna go. Mike says bye, guys. Mike, thank you so much for stopping by. Keep watching those MST3Ks, and we'll see you really soon. What people saying bye to Mike? Okay, number 4. Walter was actually her 4th husband. Number question number 8. According to Fred, Lamont was named after whom? A, his biological father. C, a civil rights activist. C, his grandfather. Or D, a baseball player. I shall repeat. According to Fred, of course, this is Sanford and Son, by the way. According to Fred, Lamont was named after whom? A, his biological father. B, a civil rights activist. C, his grandfather. Or D, a baseball player. Doug says, Daryl, you beat me to the joke. I'm trying to think what the Daryl's joke was. Oh, I missed it. Please repeat said joke. Uh, Cindy says, I thought that was good times thrash, sweet daddy. Um, did I not say it was B, Sweet Daddy Williams? So, yes, if you said B, Sweet Daddy, you are correct. A lot of people saying C. Oh, but I see the right answer. I see the right answer. I'm not gonna say what it is just yet. I see a couple right answer people with the right answer there. Tug says the joke C4. Oh, yes, C4 explosives. I did that. Just that was a coincidence. Oh, yeah, I got it. Yeah, I didn't even think of that. What an incredibly poor taste. Um, the correct answer is D, a baseball player. Lamont Lomax played for the Homestead Grays, a black baseball league before baseball was integrated. So yes, according to Fred Sanford, it was Lamont Lomax was who he was named after. Also, Sanford and Son. Fred's late wife was named what? A. Elizabeth, B. Esther, C. Elaine, or D. Edwina. And he says, "You big dummy." Oh, people are out the gate on this one. Dave's like, really? Okay, so this one might have been a little too simple. But I gotta give it. You guys are saying you don't give enough simple questions, but I'm gonna repeat it anyway. Fred's late wife was named what? A. Elizabeth, B. Esther, C. Elaine, or D. Edwina. And I'm not gonna wait. Yes, it's Elizabeth. I'm coming to join you. I'm coming to join you. For years. My grandfather used to do that, and my grandmother was still alive. But my grandfather would be like, "Ah." When he finally did die, we thought he was kidding. That's not very funny. Anyway, question six, and after six, we'll get scores. Okay, what organization urged Norman Lear to make the Jeffersons? Was it A, the Student Nonviolent Coordinating Committee, B, the Black Panthers, C, the Congress of Racial Equality, or D, the Southern Christian Leadership Conference? I shall repeat if I can. What organization urged Norman Lear to make the Jeffersons? Was it A, the Student Nonviolent Coordinating Committee, B, the Black Panthers, C, the Congress of Racial Equality, or D, the Southern Christian Leadership Conference? Yeah, Doug, you're right. I have to do gimme questions. Justin said, I thought there was a mod episode about Carol's father. Oh, I'm sure there was. There's one I know where she actually goes out to dinner with her, one of her ex husbands for some reason. They just said that they're still in love, but it goes downhill from there. Um, but let's just see. A lot of people are saying C tonight. And no, it was the Black Panthers. Supposedly, a group of the Black Panthers came to Norman's office, and they loved Good Times, but they wanted Norman Lear to do a show about a more affluent, upwardly mobile black family. And he said, "Well, I have George Jefferson in, um, you know, all the family." And they're already because they moved from a poor neighborhood to Queens. How about if they go to an even gooder neighborhood? And so that's where that came from. So yes, B, the Black Panthers. Now, how about some scores? Oh, Emily's here. Says I'm not really here. I'm just a figment of your imagination. Are my nightmares not haunted enough for you, girl? But anyway, so good to see you. And you're just in time to do part two of the trivia. Tracy says 2 of 5. Zuplex is 1 of 5. And you were the one who wanted me to do Norman Lear. Tug is 3 for 4. You missed one, huh? Dan is just sort of participating as an observer. So thank you for participating in that manner. Dave is 3 for 5. Mr. Lynn says Adrian said people used to watch Maud waiting for her to bounce down the stairs. I can see that. I was young at one point too. Christopher's I got 3 right, so 3 of 5. Justin is 3 of 5. Tug is typo 3 of 5. There we go. Melissa Foster is 3 of, I'm guessing that 3 of 5, not too shabby. Daryl is 4 of 5. Tab is 4 of 5. Cindy, I didn't see your score. But thank you for playing. And anyone else wants to post their scores, I'll give it another few seconds. Oh, Dennis DeLeo was 3 of 5. And Gary Cameron says, Adrienne Barbeau is probably a grandma by now. She's like my mom's age. They're only a few years apart. And a lot of people saying hello to Emily Miller. And yes, Superplex, she was hot. We've established that. So I'm going to move on to number 5. Question 5. Again, the Jeffersons. George's politically incorrect moniker for children of mixed racial ancestry was what? A. Oreos. B. Grays. C. Zebras. Or B. Mochas. I shall repeat. And again, this isn't me. This is from the Jeffersons. I'm just asking you what he said. Georgia's politically incorrect moniker for children of mixed racial ancestry was what? A. Oreos, B. Grays, C. Zebras, or D. Mochas. And you guys all seem to be getting this one. Yeah, Gary Carpenter says you're gonna have to start watching more TV and movies. I know, right? I know, right? Um, yes. I'm gonna give it another minute, but you folks are doing very, very well on this one. I'm going to see if any more pop in. Oh, Emily says, "Don't be crude about Adrian Barbeau, y'all." Not so much crude as complimentary. And Tuck says, "I'm excited for your lost experience, M." Oh, you're gonna do a post on the TV show Lost? I kid. And, okay, yes, you guys really got this one out the gate. Yes, zebras. And again, that was not particularly nice. So, but that's how it was referred to in the show. Yes, again, the Jeffersons. The extremely short lived Jefferson spinoff was entitled what? A. Florence. B. The Sanford Arms. C. Checking in. Or D. Down to the West Side. I shall repeat. The extremely short lived Jefferson spinoff, in fact, I believe it didn't last as long as it took me to read this question, was entitled what? A. Florence. B. The Sanford Arms. C. Checking in. Or D. Down to the West Side. And I'm just going to see what we got going on here. Did you say fluoridation is not complimentary? Oh, flotation device is not complimentary. I didn't see him say that. Well, I'm guessing that was Superplex. I did not send Emily, you're right. Superplex, naughty, naughty, no biscotti. Emily, I apologize. I didn't mean to stick up for Superplex adolescent behavior. And oh, she had twins at 46. Wow, excellent. And the character says, Justin, I thought it was 50. Could have been. That's pretty close. And Kevin says, Jeff. I'm not sure who Jeff is, but yes, Jeff. And I'm not mentioning names. Oh, I already did. Miss Glenn says, more humor that would never be on today. Indeed. All right, I'm good. Anyway, the correct answer, the correct three's the charm. The correct answer is C, checking in. Although a lot of people seem to think it was Florence, and I think that would be a better title. Oh, Bobby Renee is here, says the host with the most. Bobby, so great to see you. Welcome back to the show. So nice to have you with us. You're just in time to get the last 3 questions in the trivia game. And question 3 is who, this is a good one, who was originally cast to play Archie Bunker in the series All in the Family? Was it A, Alan Hale Jr., B, Jimmy Stewart, C, Ed Asner, or D, Mickey Rooney? And hold that thought. Ugh, tonic water. Well, it's all to get my hands on. At least I know it's fresh. Lime flavored, and not the low sodium. You ever drink low sodium tonic water? It's vile. Oh, the live and set endings here. He says, Ed Asner? Good guess. I'm just leaving a good guess because if I say any more, I'll give the game away. And Miller says, I feel like I'm in a teenage boy's locker room with this idiotic talk. Okay, yeah, guys, come on. Enough about Adrian Barbeau. We're moving on to the rest of the trivia. Everybody be good. Let's just see we going on here. So he says Fred Grandy got his first acting job as Adriana's boyfriend. He said he learned so much from B. Arthur. I believe it. Oh, here, let me repeat the question. I can't remember if I did or not. Who was originally cast to play Archie Bunker in the series All in the Family? Was it A. Alan Hill Jr., B. Jimmy Stewart, C. Ed Asner, or D. Mickey Rooney? And I see a lot of people did get the right answer. And Emily Dennis apologizes. Zubplex, do we have something we want to say to Emily as well? And yes, you guys, a lot of you guys did get this one right. Yeah, Jimmy Stewart really would have been a miscast, but then so would have been Asner. Mickey Rooney. Mickey Rooney was originally slated to play Archie Bunker, and I'm like, wowzers, that run really blew my mind. Okay, again, All in the Family. All in the Family was originally to be titled. Oh, and this is in the U.S., by the way. Was originally to be titled A. Those Were the Days. B. Till Death Do Us Part. C. The Bunkers. Or D. All in the Family. It was always supposed to be called All in the Family. I shall repeat. All in the Family was originally to be titled this in the US. A. Those Were the Days. B. Till Death Do Us Part. C. The Bunkers. Or D. It was always to be All in the Family. Oh, yes, 704 Hauser was a spinoff too. Yes, it was. Very good. Didn't last long though, but yes. And a lot of you got this one right too. Steve says didn't apologize. I wasn't even here. Yes, it's basically what happened is I was talking about Maud, and the subject turned to Adrian Barbeau, and some of us turned into adolescence again. But you weren't here, so you are without blame in this uh, episode. And he says, "That's always my answer, Steve." Emily, you keep me young. But in any event, A, those were the days. Hence the title song. And the number one question is Edith was. Well, I'll come in again. I can't talk tonight. Edith was referred to by Archie by this mean spirited term of endearment. Was it A, dumbbell, B, dingbat, C, big butt, or D, blockhead? I shall repeat. Edith was referred to by Archie by this mean spirited term of endearment. Was it A, dumbbell, B, dingbat, C, big butt, or D, blockhead? And Darrell Jones says Barbeau gave birth to twin boys, Walker, Stephen, and William Dalton Van Zant, quipping that she was the only one on the maturity ward who was a member of AARP. That's hysterical. Oh, and Justin says, I'd agree with Emily if it wasn't for Adrian doing multiple nude scenes during her career. So it's not like she was a prude about it. Well, yes, but it's just the idea. We don't need to keep dwelling on these things, particularly if other people in the chat aren't um, uh, game for it, shall we say. Did I repeat the question? Yes, I'm sure I did. So, anyone get more answers? Yeah, Tug says he put it best. Move on, peeps. Okay. I'd say we were being a bunch of sadistic bestial necrophiliacs, but that would be beating a dead horse. Beating a dead horse. I don't have to impress you people. Good thing too. So yes, so anyway, that was the last question. And yes, you all got it. It was B, Dingbat. And let's see some final scores. Zuplex got 3 out for 10. And again, the Norman Lear trivia was your suggestion. But I tell you what, we can do it again because I have even more questions. Tracy was 7 out of 10, a very solid score. Dennis DeLeo says, "Get me a beer, dear Edith." Ha. Um, Keith E, who was here but lurking in the shadows. Hello, Keith. So good to see you. 6 out of 10 lurking. Yes, good to see you lurking in the shadows and respectable score. 6 out of 10. Very good. Doug is 7 out of 10. Kenneth Wilkinson is 5 out of 10. Dan is 5 out of 10. David is I am Mr. Ed. City D was 8 for 10. Excellent. 10 was 9 for 10. Spot on. Indy says, "Sweet. I just backed in time to miss the Norman Lear trivia. We'll do war movies another time next. What you mean is 5 for 10, I believe. Melissa is 9 for 10. Feel that I did very well. Melissa, you did amazing. I'm very, very proud of you. Thank you. And I hope you enjoyed. Justin says Archie's beer brand was always beer. Yeah, he drank generic. Hey, what do I drink, guys? See if you've been paying attention. Genesee cream ale. $20, a 30 pack. A lot of people saying hi to Stephen Keith or Tracy specifically. Emily says, "Not sure when I jumped but I only missed one." Good. So you did very well. Dave says, "A horse is a horse, of course, of course." Zubik says, "T-Pons, you select the most obscure trivia. It's called trivia for a reason." Bobby says, 2020 eyesight. Very good, very good. Dave got 9 out of 10, presumably. And Miller says, "I love Norman Lear, who doesn't." Gary Carter says, "Justin, that wasn't the brand name for it, was it?" I believe it was. I believe it was. Dominic, I'm sorry, Dennis DeLeo is 8 for 10. And he says, "Just stopping by, like Bob Hope on the Carson show. Goodbye, everyone." Steve, thank you for stopping by. So great to see you. Peace. Tracy says, "Low sodium